Okay, tonight we are making chili. This is a big pot or a good sized pot. You can have this recipe if you want. In my kettle, I have 2 pounds of ground beef raised by Rocky Knob Farm and processed by A.W. Meat Company. We love it. It's amazing. Um, it's thawed, obviously. I've added that in. I've got my heat on medium high. And I just put it in. I'm going to let this start browning. I'm going to break it up with my handy little Pampered Chef tool. You can get it other places. And I'm also going to add in a half a cup of beef broth to help me break it up. If that is not enough, I will add in an additional half a cup. It'll add nothing but flavor. It won't hurt. So let's get started with that. Okay, to my chili, I ended up using a cup of beef broth. Since I had 2 pounds of meat, I have now added in here a half a bag or a cup and a half of frozen chopped onion. If you have fresh onion, that's fine. I had this open, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. And now that I've got the onion in there, it'll soften quickly because it's frozen. It just has to basically heat through. I'm going to go ahead and start layering in my seasoning. I did add salt and pepper to the ground beef. I forgot to tell you that. I'm sorry. I always do that. Salted and peppered it. Probably a teaspoon of each. Next, I've added in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And I'm going to stir that around until it's nice and spread throughout the ground beef mixture. And again, you can have this recipe if you want. And don't throw your tomato paste away if you don't use your whole jar. If you're opening a new jar, put it in snack bags or Ziploc bags or whatever and stick it in the freezer. And take it out as you need it. It is the handiest thing ever. Next, we're going to add in 2 packets of McCormick. I'm sorry, that's so out of focus. Next, we're going to add in 2 packets of McCormick original chili seasoning mix. It's not hot. It just has all the spices in it. And you can add in your chili powder, your cumin, your garlic powder, your this, that, what have you. But I use this simply because it's easy. And I'll add 2 packets because it's 1 packet per pound of ground beef. Okay, I've added in the chili seasoning. And it is cooking away. And to that, I'm going to add, start adding my canned ingredients. First, a can of green chilies. With the juice. I normally use red beans, 2 cans of red beans. I only had 1. So we're getting 1 can of white beans with most of the juice. I drained a little bit off. But it's a can of Great Northerns. It'll be fine. 1 can of chili beans or red beans. They're my favorite. I don't like kidney beans. I'm sorry. Then we're going to add in 2 cans of fire roasted tomatoes. Those black bits are just seasoning on the tomatoes. It's the way they come. Fire roasted tomatoes. I think those came from Aldi. 2 cans of that. Now, I'm going to stir this around. I'm going to let it come up to temperature where it's all warm. And then I'm going to taste it. And I'm going to adjust my seasoning. I know I'll need to add a little something in. But when I get to that point, I will let you know. Okay, there's our chili bubbling away. It has some broth and stuff it needs to cook down. It's on low heat. It's at a very low simmer. I'm going to cook that covered but vented for at least an hour to let the flavors come together. If you have less time, that's fine. But let it cook and you'll be very pleased with the flavor it develops. And there you have a pot of deep, rich, delicious chili that's cooked for some time. Those little black bits are from those fire roasted peppers. But it's flavorful, it's good, and I hope you all enjoy it.